Guys, thank you very much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We will be hanging out with you all the way through your European tours online, but until then, we're out of here. Laters.
Coolios.
I hope to hell you're not hanging out with us in our Europe tour.
Not a chat.
That'd be so rough.
Oh, man.
I was just looking at the photos of that last night in Berlin. Like you snorting a Bloody Mary with 2 straws up your nose, and I thought, imagine if Lima Grain was...
Well, you know, I do get it on the 16th of April, so...
It's the 16th of February, folks. This is the day that Tracer pulled the pin and left us with the memories and the music and the good times. Every year on this day, I like to look back at those memories in celebration of the band. And, well, this year, as I was going through all the old footage, I just came across a bunch of Lima Grain content. And I thought, why not focus on that for at least a portion of this stream? So that's why you saw, I thought that piece of video was interesting because that was a joking comment about Lee coming on tour with us. And you could see, there's 2 Lees in that video. For those that don't remember or that don't know, there's Lee Brown, the founding member of the band, played bass. And then there's Lee McGrain, the host of that radio program, Radio Adelaide. And yeah, Lee McGrain was kind of laughing and saying, oh, you know, or no, Lee Brown was kind of laughing and saying, oh, well, you know, we don't really imagine you coming on tour with us. And then he did. Now, look, here is the thing. This stream, if you're watching it on YouTube, just a little housekeeping before we get too deep in, I'm going to have to stop this YouTube stream before we get into the guts of it because I'm sitting on a strike on YouTube. And if I played any more copyright material, that strike would be a 2nd strike. And then on a 3rd strike, they remove my channel entirely. So what I've got, I'm all over the place on the live platforms. If you go into the description of this YouTube stream, just go down below. There is all the platforms. You can just find me as Gives a Minute, and I'm live on them all right now. Sammy over there on YouTube. Thank you for Sammy. Yeah, so and I'm going to keep this as long as I can on YouTube so that anybody that joins from the links I posted to the YouTube stream and that they see I'm not live, well, as long as they get smart and go down below, they can find where I'm at and then they can watch live. It's kind of weird on YouTube. I can upload the VOD of this and not get a community guidelines strike. I'll get a copyright strike, but they'll just say you want to remove the video, delete the audio. But if I did it live, I get a strike. It's a weird system, very, very weird. The exact same piece of footage, if it gets live broadcasted, no good. If it gets uploaded as a video, that seems fine. So I don't know, YouTube is a funny beast like that. So that's why we're going to be stopping it on YouTube. The other piece of housekeeping that you must engage with, get yourself a bottle of Jack. Crack it. Enjoy the stream, enjoy the music, enjoy the Jack with me. Just like we would if we were on the road. Got a fresh bottle here. Do you guys notice that the bottles have changed again? Now, not this one. This is just your regular 700 ml, but the liter bottles I saw today in the store were different. They've got a smoother, rounder vibe, like the old school days. Oi, Gareth, mate. Sammy Plays is Gareth. Sammy, you're Gareth? Gareth who? Who the hell is Gareth? Once I crack this open, we'll move into the content. I'll stop the YouTube stream so that we can go on with the good times. Oi, Gareth, mate. Gareth. Gareth Skinner? Oh, dude, I forgot how rad that smells straight out of the bottle. I will not be doing a Dre mix 50-50, but I do have ice here. Probably should have put the ice in first. 7 years 7 years ago, Tracer pulled the pin. Another beer, mate. Another beer? You're drinking beer? I mean, you can drink beer. We just drink Jack because this is what it was like on the road. This was part of the tours. And I like Jack too. It's the stroke of convenience. You're on the ice? You are on the ice. I'm not too sure what you're saying, Sammy, so I'm going to just... I'm going to say cheers and let you go. Enjoy yourself. I'm not too sure what you're saying there, but this is for anybody that wants to enjoy the stream and enjoy the Jack. Cheers. I'm going to stop this. Sammy, you're here. I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to stop it on YouTube. So go down in the description down below. Find the other platforms. I'm on all of them. Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, Trovo, DLive, Beam, Twitch. I'd suggest maybe going to Kick or Beam, one of the bigger ones. So I'm going to stop it here on YouTube. Otherwise, I will get stinged. Here goes the stop on YouTube. Let me just kill that on YouTube. Okay. YouTube is off, so we can continue on as we were. So as I like to do at the beginning of these streams is to remind ourselves of how this all ended. This is the Tracer Facebook page. Here is the final post. Well, actually, there was a post in April of 2020 that I don't think Dre knew that if he did this, it would post it, but he changed the business hours of the page. And everybody got excited thinking, what? Does that mean Tracer are coming back? No, that was just a mistake. Here is the outgoing message from Tracer on this day in 2018. Now, I see that it says the 15th of February. It was actually the 16th. I don't know why that date doesn't quite marry up, but it's the 16th of February. I remember the date. They said, we started in a garage with posters of our heroes on the walls, hoping that one day we would be just like them. After 10 years, 8 international tours, 3 albums, and many lifetimes of great memories from all around the globe, today we put our dream on hold as we each explore other adventures in our lives. We are extremely proud of what we've achieved and are still amazed that we could be shown so much love by people all around the world, especially those in the UK and Europe. Without you, the fans, the ones that brought the ruckus at the shows, the ones that sang their hearts out with us, the ones that cooked meals for us, that cleaned our hideous stage closes, the ones that showed us that music can still forge a deep connection between all sorts of crazy people, you sustained us for the last 10 years. Those years defined our lives, and without you, it would have been only an unrealized dream. We'd love for you to share with the rest of the Tracer Legion your favorite moments, pics, and vids in the comment section down below. We thank you with one final encore that we trust you will crank up as loud as possible and rock out with us. For now, it's thank you and good night, Mike, Dre, and Jet. And Devil with a Halo will be available. So what I would love to do at this juncture is to listen to 3 songs from Tracer. Now the first one is Devil with a Halo, the outgoing song that they left us with. This is an absolute cracking tune. It's from the film Fallen, from the soundtrack to the film, not available on any of the albums. It's a non-album track, if you like. Then we'll take a look at the El Pistolero clip. This is a fan favorite amongst my stream. We get requests for this all the time. And then the other fan favorite is the Rock Palace recording of Sleep by the Fire. So 3 tracks from Tracer to get us all going and remind us what this was and how fucking rad this was. I think these 3 songs showcase Tracer very, very eloquently, very accurately for those that don't know the band that might be stumbling upon this. Here is Devil with a Halo. Crank this up, you lovely specimens. Enjoy.
We don't care for time.
I mean, what a way to go out, to leave that as the last thing that the fans hear. Imagine that. Who gonna kill that bot? Yo, Netsky, how you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, like that's not an album track. So that song is the last thing that fans got from that band, and they were being like, "Well, where the hell did this come from? Like, this is insane, right? What a powerful song." And then it's like silence after that. Incredible. Hey, is there something wrong with the chat, Netsky? What are you talking about? What did you say? Kill that bot? I'm not too sure why you'd be suggesting there's a bot in activity here. Damn sweet. I see something's wrong here. Have we not got a chat up here? Yeah, I can see the chat. Netskis, you said damn sweet and you said who's gonna kill that bot? What is going on with my chat? Oh, not today, on all days. Why is this not working? No, it's working. PMC Manager 879. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I don't know who PMC Manager is. On Rumble? Ah, who gives a shit, man? Who gives a shit about Rumble? I've only got that platform because some people like it. But let's continue on as if nothing is wrong. I don't care about Rumble. Here comes the second of 3 songs. This is the El Pistolero video. Another fan favorite here on the streams. Let's enjoy. Turn this one up loud. And let's play skis. What? a favorite here on the streams, and I wasn't going to address the obvious there, but we all know what's going on in that clip. Let's move on quickly. This is the third of 3 teasers, I guess, to get us back into the spirit of the band. This is a huge favorite from the live streams. This is the Rock Palace version, a live version of Sleep by the Fire, and I definitely encourage you all to froth out to this one.
Cheers! Stone cold. Then there was guns. Then there was fighting. When the smoke cleared, stone cold. Stone cold. Well, it's not a better world with who's divided. Well, it's not a better place with both colliding. Well, it's not
Dang, that sounds good, Netskis. Absolutely. I think that just illustrates, those three songs illustrate what we're dealing with here. What the skill level of each of these members in this band, right? Not just the songwriting, but that's powerful enough, but the ability on the instruments. Like, yeah, I mean, I said this before, each time we do these yearly streams, I say this, even if I wasn't remotely associated with the band, I'd be a fan of this. If I was at a gig in Adelaide and this was the band, I'd be looking around going, how come nobody hasn't told me about this before? How has this escaped me? And it's just super fortunate that I was part of it to be able to experience that. Like, still to this day, I check myself when I think about those times and how rad that was. But on this particular year's stream, part of the reason I wanted to sort of include Lee McGrain. Now, for those that don't know, Lee McGrain is a friend of the band. Let's say, even I don't know the full history of how they all know each other, but I know that they've known each other for a long, long time. Lee McGrain is a publicist in Adelaide. I'm not too sure if he's still doing the radio show or not, but he has his own publicity agency called Against the Grain. And for a little while back there, he had what I would consider the greatest Facebook profile picture. This was while we were on tour. Now, I want to show it to you just because it deserves... This needs to be seen. This, you know, your little circular avatar on Facebook? This was Lee's for a long, long time. That has to be the greatest photo that anybody... Unfortunately, or you might say fortunately, when you put that into a little circle on Facebook, it cropped so that all you saw was like from his head up. So you see this Neanderthal man with a big black beard and a big black head, and then this arm outstretched with a lobster on it. I went through, I stalked Lee's Facebook to find that picture because it's no longer his profile. It damn well should be. But what a cool photograph. And I guess a big reason for me to sort of include Lee on this stream was to be able to showcase that image. Also to play a song that we're going to listen to later on, which is quite funny. But there are other photos that I took of Lee on tour, and we'll go through those now. Here is, I guess this was at Kerrang Radio in the UK. Let's turn that off. I think he dropped a fart right there. If I remember correctly, I think he just let one fly. That's hot. That photo was hot. I mean, for the ladies, yeah. I feel like Lee did fart right there. Here is a dude. I wish I could tell you where that was, but oh well, that's Pat Saraceno in the background. So I guess that would be maybe, looks like a festival by the look of the dressing room. I guess that might have been one of those festivals in the Netherlands, maybe. But look at those eyes. Look at that. So the way he joined the tour was he was already backpacking through Europe, and so at one point there was just like, hey man, I'm in. I think he joined us in Barcelona or something. He's like, yeah, I'm. Oh, there it is. This is in Vocal in the Netherlands, Festiland. It's right there in the file name. European Tour 2012. So yeah, so Lee was already out in Europe backpacking, and he's like, yeah, I'm free. Netsky, are all these on YouTube tracks? Yeah, the three songs we just played were directly ripped from YouTube, or not ripped, even just played through YouTube. So if you're searching for it, the first one was Devil with a Halo, and then and that's on the Tracer Facebook page, YouTube channel, and then there was El Pistolero, also from the Tracer YouTube channel, and then there was the Rock Palace Sleep by the Fire, but that's the whole Rock Palace clip from Rock Palace TV or whatever it was called. That's up there online for you. Yeah, and so Lee was backpacking, and there was just messages, and he's like, well, we need someone to help with merch. Why don't you join us? And so he came on board for, I guess, well, there it is, the Netherlands. So I guess he did mainland Europe and definitely the UK. And I got to tell you, man, I don't have a great deal of content, but I got a lot of memories of those days. And there's something about having good people around that just makes, like, it can make even the shittiest situation more bearable. And I don't think, I think I can speak this way, but let's just say the UK wasn't the most, how do I eloquently put this? At the level that TRACER were at in terms of touring, the UK was pretty slothful. A lot of those venues and a lot of the, just the situation over there was not quite desirable. We did have a very, very, very rad promoter who helped out, and unfortunately he's passed away, but there was just one dude that made it really, really, really bearable, and he did everything he could to help us. But the point I'm getting at is that having Lee around, just his good vibes and good approach and comical, like extra comical angles to everything made it way pleasant. I can remember one time there was, I don't know if you know, when you try to open up your iPhone and you put the passcode in wrong, it says, you got to wait 15 seconds to do it again. If you do it again wrong, then it locks you out for, I think, a minute or whatever. And then if you do it again wrong, it locks you out for 5 minutes. I took Lee's phone when he was at the merch stand or something, and he left it in the dressing room. Rookie mistake. And I got his phone locked for 60 minutes. I got it. I put in his passcode wrong so many times, and I put a timer on my phone for 5 minutes to come back in and then do it again, because you only get the one chance. And if you do it wrong again, it locks it out. And I got it up to 60 minutes. And when he came in the dressing room and got his phone, he was like, "Your phone's been locked for 60 minutes." He's like, "Danan!" And he knew immediately who it was. By the way, I did that with Claudia a few years ago, and well, let me just tell you this. It was all fun and games with Lee, but if you go past the 60, it bricks your phone. I bricked Claudia's phone doing that. Well, I went past the 60 minutes and she lost all of her data. So don't go past 60. Lucky I didn't do that on the road with the boys. Look at this photo. Now, I think that was in Spain. I think that'd be the optimum time for me to pour another Jack. While you can look at, well, that's Mike, yeah, Mike fondling Lee's package. I mean, we were living quite close. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's right there in front of our eyes, but I guess all of these tours this tour with Lee McGrain was with Pat Saraceno, clearly. I mean, before I'd seen these images, if you had have asked me, I probably wouldn't be able to remember what tour that was, like who was there. And as I get older, I definitely forget a lot of the basics and those kind of things, like who was there, what tour it was, how long it went for. I definitely forget all that stuff. So it's pretty good to have these memories. Did I put Jack in my glass? I hope so. Yeah. And that was, I want to say that was at Stonehenge. I feel like that was the car park to Stonehenge. Or it's a festival, but that's definitely a joint getting rolled there. Not that, no, well, maybe it's not. No, it probably isn't. I don't think that was. In fact, I'm 100% certain it's not. He's just happy to have made his own cigarette. Oh, this was, so I was we were going to write something because Lee was in charge of the merch table. And I think we did that so that we could then put it on Facebook and put the price of something, and we could just put different prices on it. So he's displaying, you can buy this for this amount if the price is right. Yeah, that's from the same shot, right? Oh no, that's two different t-shirts. You had two shirts on tour? Wait, is that the same t-shirt? That's two different shirts. Yeah, so that's obviously just a lovely photograph of the man. But look at these shirts, the tour shirts back there. Imagine being able to buy those now for €12, £12. European Fall Tour 2012. So those are some images I had there of the Lee machine. I do have some videos here, but I want to interject. At the moment, on the internet machine, AI, artificial intelligence, is all the rage, right? Everybody's talking about AI and how it can help us. So I wondered what ChatGPT knows about Tracer and what ChatGPT knows about why Tracer pulled the pin. Yo, Brett, how you doing, man? How you doing, Brett? Over on the Kick Machine. Good to see you. So let's ask ChatGPT, why did Tracer quit? Why did Tracer quit? Could you clarify which Tracer you're referring to? Can you see that? Are you talking about Tracer from Overwatch? No. A player named Tracer in esports or something else? Let's be a little bit facetious with it and say something else. See what else it can find for us. You have to give me a bit more to go on. What is Tracer in this case? A character from a show, a musician, an athlete, or a business, or something else entirely? It's an Adelaide. I'll just give it. I'll give it a little bit and see if it fills in the blanks. An Adelaide band. Here we go. Tracer, an Australian rock trio from Adelaide, announced their disbandment in February of 2018 in a Facebook post dated February 16. The band stated, after 10 years... Oh, we've read all that. Okay. While they didn't provide a specific reason for their decision... So this is just summarizing the Facebook post. It's common for bands to part ways due to factors like personal commitments, creative differences, or the challenges of sustaining a music career. That's all speculation in this case. None of those factors are 100% guaranteed to be the reason. But anyway, ChatGPT, love ya. Formed in 2004 by brothers Lee and Michael Brown, along with drummer Andre Wise, Tracer achieved notable success over their 14-year career. They released 3 studio albums, Spaces in Between, that's 2011, El Pistolero in 2013, Water for Thirsty Dogs in 2015. In 2012, they were honored with Best New Band award at the Classic Rock Roll of Honors Awards. Now there's a link to that. That doesn't make sense. Classic Rock Roll of Honors Awards. I thought it was something else. This is from, here we go. Adelaide band Tracer wins UK award for Best New Band. Kelly Noble wrote this in 2012. Adelaide rock band Tracer won Best New Band at Classic Rock Roll of Honour Awards, held at the London Roadhouse in November of that year. Lead singer and guitarist Michael Brown was flown in from Adelaide to accept the award on behalf of the band. The news of Tracer's win as Best New Band follows the news of their forthcoming April 2013 UK tour. Mike said, "I'm absolutely stoked about winning the Classic Rock Award for Best New Band. It still blows my mind that we're creating and playing music we love and people are responding to it and we're getting awards for it." Tracer started recording their second album with producer Kevin Shirley, Led Zeppelin, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Silverchair, and Cold Chisel at his studio in Malibu later this month. The album will be released by Mascot Records in March of 2013. Yo, Mel, how you doing? Mel, how you doing? Good morning. Good to see you, Mel, over there on the Kick Machine. We're just asking ChatGPT about why Tracer quit. Here it says, for a glimpse into their musical style, you might enjoy the official video for their song Devil Ride. And I can tell you now, you would enjoy that. Okay, so it doesn't really give us any great detail. Okay, so let's just say, where is the band these days? Let's see if it can give us something more than what doesn't actually exist. As of now, there is limited public info about the current activities of Tracer's former members. After their disbandment in 2018, the band has not released official updates regarding their individual pursuits. It's common for artists to explore new projects or take time for personal endeavors after such transitions. For fans interested in reminiscing, there's a re-uploaded video commemorating the band's 5-year anniversary since disbanding. This is my stream. Tracer's gone 5 years ago today. Who's got the jack? This video offers a nostalgic look back at Tracer's journey. Okay, Well, I appreciate ChatGPT for digging deep into the annals of the internet and coming up with one of my streams. But of course, and I also don't want to ever speak out of turn or speak on behalf of the band. But I would just suggest that most of what that ChatGPT summarized was not quite what happened. But it's not for me to. Well, I've always said, and I feel like you know what? If you want to find out what I feel, you can go back and watch other years' history. I don't want to be the one to speak for it. It's not right for me to speak like that. But I just think that there are other things at play. But speaking of other things at play, there are videos of Lee McGrain on tour, and I've found a few funny ones. I think I should dovetail into those right now. Check this one out. This is just completely random. Somewhere, I think this is in Sheffield in the UK.
Lee machine.
I mean, that's just funny, right? If that was me, if I was the gentleman in the blue sweater there, I'd be like, what's going on here? But then I realized it was a high five. I'd be like, sweet. And they were cool. What else have we got here? Another video. Oh, this one's funny. So this is definitely in Sheffield because here we are. So what happened here was at the Nelson in Sheffield, these guys, so the gig there was at, what's the gig? What's the venue in Sheffield? Damn it. I want to say the Live Rooms, but that's in Leeds. Anyway, Corporation. So the gig was at a venue called Corporation. We'd played there a few times over the years, and there's a local bar there called the Nelson, and the owners of that bar are also friends with or close associates with the promoter, the one I mentioned earlier who's passed away, and they always put on a night for us. And so after the show, we'd eventually wind up back at the Nelson, and they'd close off the bar to the public, and it would just be, you know, friends of the crew kind of thing and friends of that bar that would be able to hang out there, and they'd put on all the drinks and we'd have a good time. And this time, I don't remember going down here, but this is a downstairs room that this year they'd put up it was like impromptu. There's like a drum kit and guitars and bass, and you guys can play if you want. Now, you know, like sometimes bands don't mind messing around, like whatever. And so the band played. They played like an impromptu set at the Nelson, and this is Band Mayhem, Netskis. Of course it is. And what's funny about this clip is that I don't know why, but Lee McGrain has a yard glass of beer in his hand, and he went up to give it to Dre being the drummer, and it's just funny in this clip how long Lee stands there holding this yard glass out for Dre while he finishes whatever song. I don't even know what song this is, but I can't remember, but it's just the outro of the song, and Lee just stands there at the back holding this yard glass up, and that's the only reason I've got this clip here, because I think it's funny. Whoa, shit, it's loud as hell. Hold on a second. Quick time, I'll turn that down. Yeah, I can volume it down, but it's pretty loud. See there, Dre hasn't even reached out and taken it yet. Is Lee got a mask on? No, this is way before COVID. He looks like he's got a mask on. He might have a mask on for some weird reason. He's got something on his face. I mean, he's got a meaty beard, but that looks like a... Do you reckon he's got a mask on? Can't see his teeth. If he smiles... He's got a mask on for sure. Was it Halloween or something? Wait. He just had a sip of his beer. He can't have a mask on. What's going on? Is that just his beard? Is that's his backpacking beard? It's overgrown?
Play too much! Too much!
I think I'd had a little too much, Jack. Still, Dre hasn't taken the beer yet. I just love how outstretched his arm is the whole time here. And he's got a yard glass of beer.
Too much!
That's me calling that out.
Play too much!
I was trying to do it like the Germans. Whenever in the German venues, there'd always be someone that would call out in English, too much, play too much.
Tommy gun!
Or Tommy Gun.
Tommy gun!
I think I was a little drunk there.
Play Tommy!
Even there, at that point, Dre still didn't take the beer out of Lee's hand. Rumor has it Lee's still there in that backstage under that little room down below, holding his arm out with that beer. That's what I heard anyway. We'd have to call him, have to find out for that. This next clip, I don't think much happens here. It's just, I think we're in Rotterdam. Yeah, this is a someone's family. Someone put us up. I think it was Jerk sister or something. And anyway, we're in this house. Dang, you were wasted. Yeah, we probably were. I don't remember what happened here, but yeah, Lee fell over and money came out or something. There's a little bit of humor in here, not much.
I got a flight. No cheek for me. Alright, 3-2 now. I've still got one up on you.
Don't look that impressed, Lee.
I think we were hungover. Oh shit. Yeah, I think we were hungover. And the humor there was that we were hungover and we saw Lee's ass. It wasn't the only time we got to see his ass. Now this is interesting. So yeah, we're in this instance we're still in. We used to go to this rad pizza joint called. It's a chain. Something like Society or something. It's this joint where you can get like super nice like herbal pizzas and yeah, we were in this place having dinner and yeah, there was just all these helium balloons that were on the roof and I don't know, it's just funny, fun and games.
Lay on your back, pretty baby. Andrews gathered in their masses.
Can I go one?
What are you talking about?
Can you, Mike, film this?
You want to go on?
It's on. How are you filming it?
We don't need to see me do it, but the idea of that is humor. And I just think it's funny because, you know, you're in a restaurant and like those balloons weren't for us, but we pretty much took all the air out of them. So those are clips that I've discovered that I thought were just worth digging through and showing for the stream. But this is what I'm about to show you now. It's an audio. It's this. So on each of the tours, we always recorded the desk audio, so the band could then listen back to it and verify that, you know, the set flows as it should. You know, there might be some points where songs could be swapped out for a conciser set, or if you've got to play a heavier set, you could sub out songs, blah, blah, blah. So we always made desk recordings. They're not for public consumption at all, but I have cleared this with Mike to play this. This is really funny because we're in the UK at a venue called the Cluny. It's Newcastle upon Tyne. That means Newcastle sits near a river called the Tyne, and it's in September of 2012. And it was also, I wish I could tell you the date, but I only have the month, but it's also Lee McGrain's birthday. Now, you might hear bands on stage say, you know, it's so-and-so's birthday. A lot of the times they do that just for, it's like an in-house joke, and they just gets the crowd riled up, and it's not usually anyone's birthday. But this actually was Lee McGrain's birthday. And, well, Mike introduces it very, very well. You hear, it's kind of hard to explain to anybody outside of Australia, but the word cunt can also be a term of endearment. And let me just say here, Mike got the entire Cluny to sing Happy Birthday, Lee the Cunt to Lee. And I'm going to play that for you now, this audio, and then it dovetails into the song Son of a Gun. So we'll hear that, we'll hear the intro, we'll hear them singing, and we'll hear the song Son of a Gun. Again, this isn't public, this is just archival material. The photo here is a photo I took of the show, but this isn't a public-facing document or anything. You can't get this anywhere, but you can hear it here, and you can enjoy it. Take a listen to this.
The attention off of ourselves for a little minute. We've got a guy that's traveling with us who's doing our merch, and it's his birthday today. That's right, the guy that you've been buying t-shirts off. He's actually turned the magical number of 21 for the 7th time. And in Australia we have this thing, I don't know if you've got it here, but if you've got like an orange-headed friend, you call him Bluey because it's the opposite, or if you got a fat mate, you call him Skinny. We call this guy Lee the Cunt. So I'd like for everyone here to sing a very happy birthday to Lee the Cunt. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lee the Cunt. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Here's a song for you, mates.
Classic.
Yeah, we'll let it have a beer. Here's an old song for Son of a Gun. Soon as they ran over walls, while you were looking
Son of a gun, folks, from Tracer at the Clooney in Newcastle in September of 2012. Wow! You did that on D-Live. Thank you for the donation there on D-Live. Wow, Mayunas! And so afterwards, I remember we were talking about this Lee the Cunt thing. And Lee said, I remember this very clearly. He said, I've had people have called me a cunt before. He said, I've had a lot of people call me cunts, but I've never had that many people call me a cunt at the same time. And I think that was the distinction he was trying to make there. He's not denying that he's had people call him a cunt before, but he's specifying that it's never happened all at the same time like that before. That's funny. And that's what I'm saying. Like he took that in such good stride because he's just a good dude, right? And I that's kind of why I wanted, like, this is 7 years in now. We've done this stream every year for 7 years. And this is the reason I'll be honest, I'm scratching for ideas. I mean, 7 years of trying to bring up cool content that we can reflect on. I've got to go outside of the band now. So and when I saw all this, I was like, yeah, but that is the highlight. And I feel like that might be, yeah, that's the highlight. And that's kind of like, I feel like we'll leave Lee behind and we'll just move on into Tracer content, unless anybody has, I don't know who's watching, but if anybody has any other memories, I don't know if anyone from the band's watching. I don't know if Lockie's watching, but if anybody has any comments they want to add, I've dug through my archives and that's the content for Lee. And by the way, Lee, I hope if you're watching, I hope you're doing well, dude. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I guess it's been 8 years, 7 years. So let's move on to more regulation content. Do we want to hear some more? By the way, it might be, what are we, an hour in or so? Yeah, we're at bang on an hour and 10 seconds. If anybody wants to put in the chat what they want to play, link it. Link me in my chat. You can be chatting in any of the platforms. Anywhere you're watching this, you can chat and I'll see it here on the Uni chat. So if you got a link to a Tracer thing that you want to play, by all means. I've got some more behind the scenes stuff. I want to show you this. So this is a sound check. Now, we all, my goodness, wow! We all know, thank you again for that donation. We all know that the talent of Mike, frontman in the band, we all know the talent, right? Take a look at this sound check and just, even though this is just humor and it's silly, but even still, it also showcases his talent, right? Check. I mean, this is at a venue. This is not in Spain. It's in the Basque country, an autonomous region in Spain, in the continental Spain, but a separate state, if you like. The Basque country. This is a venue called El Dorado. And have a listen to this sound check.
For the Dodgers and the Toyotas. Most of all, thank you for fucking words and shit. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers that use them tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers that use them tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so you better hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they're raping everybody out here. You know that.
Can we do the bitch just because I gotta test out this big mouth?
I love how he got cut off then. He was like, the dude, the dude who cut him off, like, I don't know who that was. That wasn't Lockie. Wait, no, it would have been Lockie. Lockie, what? That was Lockie? How come you cut him off, man? He was on fire.
He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so you better hide the kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they're raping everybody out here. You know that. You know that.
That is Lucky. Yeah, that was Lucky. He's like, no, I got shit to do here. Stop fooling around, ass clown. But yeah, look at Mike's expression. Like, how could you stop me? I was on a roll right there, dude. I want to hear it again. It's so good. It's so good.
The drivers that use them tonight.
Actually, let's hear it all the way from the start, because I don't know what this opening bit is.
For the Dodgers and the Toyotas. Most of all, thank you for fucking words and shit. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers that use them tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers that use them tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so you better hide the kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they're raping everybody out here. You know that. You know that.
Can we do the bitch just because I got to test out this big mouth?
He needs to test out his mouth.
Ah, dearie me. I mean, yeah. Funny times, eh? Like real funny. And I mean, if I was to sort of go back and try to remember all the humor, that it's never ending. The jokes and the in-house gags. Like there was times there where, you know, maybe it was an off day or something, and we'd be sitting around a laptop just watching YouTube, like cool clips on YouTube, like I don't know, like hide your kids, hide your wife, and like I don't know, like what's the bloody stomping on the grapes. I'm it's been 7 years. I'm trying to remember the individual clips. I can't remember any of them, but I remember the good times around it. And we would pass the time very easily as long as we had a Wi-Fi connection. Now I want to throw back to, so that clip that Lee was holding the yard glass out forever in his extended arm. So this looks like someone random, obviously someone linked to the Nelson and the corporation venue, gets up on bass, and this illustrates the talent of Mike and Dre, because a complete random grabs a bass. They've never met before, they've never played together before, and they just jammed out on Higher Ground, Stevie Wonder, or the Chili Peppers. It might be whatever version you flavor. But yeah, this is just a throwaway one-off. Dude comes up, I can get a bass and play this, let's do it. And so I want to show it to you because, well, it deserves to be seen. Check this out. Full screen it. Netsky's got a link there. Netsky's, I'll grab that out of the chat too, man. Thank you, dude. Let me hit this up. Wow. Okay, so that stops there abruptly. Oh yeah, I had that underlay audio playing as well. So all we're seeing there, or the reason why I played that is just to illustrate how amazingly talented the guys are, right? And also to give the guy playing bass. I mean, I don't think I know he's never seen this because this is on my iPhone and no one else has ever seen it. So the point is, now this exists online, and this gentleman, whoever he is, he kind of looks like the dude from Frenzal Rom if he had a haircut. Don't you reckon? Oh, you can't quite see. No, that's probably a pretty decent shot of him. He kind of looks like that guy from Frenzal Rom. Kind of. A little bit. I'm not too sure what's with the face paint there. Is that Braveheart? I can't remember why we painted our faces. Did I paint my face? I don't remember. I do not remember at all. The audio is not so good. Yeah, so that's not, like I said, that's literally just a iPhone video that I shot amongst many. Like I've shot loads of content like professionally and just on my phone. That's one thing that would be so rad if there was a tour again, because the technology's gone so far forward that if you just took your cell phone and shot a video, it'd be so rad. Whereas back then, yeah, that reminds me of Dre. The first time I got a big phone, I remember Dre, the gag was he'd ring me and he'd be like, how come you took so long to answer? Was it so difficult to get your phone out of your pocket because it's that fucking big and it's that heavy? It takes you that long to answer? And I was like, come on, man, it's not. And he's like, it's fucking massive. And he had the smaller, Dre was Android. Mike was iPhone. Mike always had a small iPhone. And I've got to tell you, now that I wear glasses, I would rather a smaller iPhone. If they made them smaller, I'd go back to smaller. But yeah, at the onset of when these big phones came out, Dre was laughing his head off at the size. He's like, I can't, dude, it's like luggage, man. You're going to have to get extra checked luggage to bring that fucking phone. So your link was the devil with a halo. Wait. You linked Devil with a Halo? That's literally the first clip we played, dude. Are you boozing? Did you want to hear Devil with a Halo again? I don't think you did. I think you might have. Did you mean Devil Ride? Did you want to hear Devil with a Halo again? Because the official video was literally how we began this stream. And I know we do this every year, but we can't be repeating shit in the same stream. I'll tell you what we'll do instead. I will assume you meant Devil Ride by TRACER. I'm gonna just, even if you didn't, tough shit. We're gonna hear Devil Ride instead. This is the official video for Devil Ride, and there's also a behind the scenes, some content I shot as well. So we'll take the Devil Ride clip and then the behind the scenes, and we'll enjoy it.
Boots are made from crocodile
so good. So good. So good. Mel in the chat, that's very funny, Mel. She said when Alice, her daughter, was young, so young, she was obsessed with this. She'd watch it on loop. To this day, Jack is known as TRACER beer in your house. TRACER beer. By the way, there was a and by the way, she's 15. She still should not know what Jack is. I'm not saying she does, but I'm just saying that was a good substitute. I want to show you from my website. If you go to bjwalk.com, go to TRACER. I've got a tab here for TRACER because obviously there's a lot of content related to TRACER. But here's everything that I've done with TRACER spanning the years 2011 through 2016. And here, if we go to on location Devil Ride, where's the Devil Ride? Here we go. So these are photos from that video shoot. I thought it'd be cool just to show you guys these. Where were we? Point Peary. Where was it? Somewhere up in the Flinders Ranges. The photos here. I guess I just wanted to show you some photographs of the making of the video. Yeah, and I guess this is pretty rad to see because it showcases the early days, if you like. The band is young. Everyone's young. I mean, yeah, look how young everybody is. It's. I wish we were all still young. We're old bastards. I think this is Port Peary. But that is the Flinders Ranges behind it, yeah? Look at Trey. Yeah. 2 days. By the way, this was... this is a good sidestep. I don't know if we've had this discussion before, but this clip, shooting this video, was when... Because it was a 2-day shoot. Oh, wait. Nah, fuck. Forget all that. Completely wrong. Don't worry. I'm all wrong. That was not that shoot. Fuck. That's wrong. Forget that. I didn't say anything. There might be some alcohol in this Jack. I damn well hope so, because otherwise I'm taking it back. But it was damn hot out there. And having those barrels of yeah, it was hot. Having those barrels on fire wasn't fun. And that was not real Jack in that Jack bottle. The reason it wasn't real Jack is because the director, Tim Pine, just insisted it not be real. And I think we drank it all anyway. We definitely... Wait, was this a 2-day shoot? I can't... This might have been a 1-day shoot. Nah, we came back the next day, surely. No. This was all done in one take. In 1 day. One take. I love that shot of Dre. Maybe it's a bit... The angle's a bit too low. Yeah, it was absolutely fucking blistering out there. But here, those are the photos. I'll pop those in the in the Kick chat here. If anyone wants to go and have a look at them themselves, they're in the Kick chat. But let's take a look at the behind the scenes video from the shooting of this clip. Now, this is a combination of my footage and some B-roll from Tim Pine, the director, and clips that didn't make the final cut.
Hey all, we're at Port Pirie in the middle of a sand quarry, and we're about to shoot the film clip for Devil Ride, and we're pretty fucking excited actually. We got a wicked car, really hot chick, and it's just gonna look cool.
We're excited to wear jeans in the middle of summer.
There's all these people in the background that you won't see.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You gonna go inside and get in the car?
Sorry, I inadvertently hit mute. I'm just gonna go back because I don't want you to mute anything.
We're excited to wear jeans in the middle of summer.
There's all these people in the background that you won't see.
Yeah. Check out the crew.
Hi. Alright, you gonna go inside and get in the cars? Let's go.
Yeah, okay. We gotta go now. Bye.
What are we doing?
Looking at my pecker with that coming?
No, but now. Yes.
I'll make you bad for this belly, and I'll make you bad for this. And my body gonna put this baby.
Playback.
Boots are made from crocodile hide.
There was. Can I just interject there? There was something wrong. I'd have to. I can't remember, but there was something wrong with the audio. There was a cable missing or something, like a connecting cable, and so the band didn't have the song in their ears to play along to it, if I remember correctly. And someone from the crew went out to try to find a music store or something to get that cable, and they failed. I remember I can't remember the specifics of what the requirement was, but there was something that was wrong, and it made it more difficult to do.
Face with a haunting knife.
Beat on.
The issue is
There we go.
that we don't operate very well before midday. So while packing the van to come out here, it may have happened that we forgot to bring a mixing desk that we could actually plug the audio into so we can hear what we're playing to.
That's
Right.
We're going to blame Lee.
So we're blaming Lee because he's not here at the minute.
It probably was his fault.
And this was our solution, but it doesn't work.
Pin's not big enough. Not long
Yeah,
enough.
the male clip is too fat for the female.
Stretch it.
Sexual. Just stretch it. Of course it went to sex.
It's not big enough. Not long
Yeah,
enough.
the male clip is too fat for the female.
Stretch it.
She's my end, that word you'll never see.
What is the final shot?
I was going to say Harold, but she's actually the devil, walking off into the sunset with a lovely fire foreground.
Yeah, because it's going to be similar.
No diffusion on the light there. Just straight up LED panels.
Straight, and I'm tracking with it. I'm at the tracking light.
Big drop, get straight out, Ross. There we go. That's beautiful. Tippy.
Yeah.
My boot,
Jim?
my boots.
Cool, isn't it?
So yeah, it's a wrap.
Some why is there?
Here with the lovely Tash, who is of course the star of our Devil Ride film clip. Say hello to the peeps. So you're a burlesque dancer, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
It means that we're classier than strippers.
My God, I forgot about this. What, Lee? He just comes in. He just claims the interview. He's like, nah, this is me, man. Look at him come from a distance.
So you're a burlesque dancer, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
It means that we're classier than strippers.
He's got lots of thumbs on, man. What the fuck is going on?
Now, you're a burlesque dancer.
Yes.
So can you tell me what that actually means?
Yep. It means that we get on stage and take our clothes off and dance around in a nicer way than strippers do. Just a little bit more classy.
Yeah, all of your clothes?
No, we leave our panties on, but there's got to be a storyline as well. It can't just be getting naked.
No, it's like a good porno.
Yeah, like a nice softcore porn.
Okay, so this brings me to the whole reason we're doing this.
Yeah.
Now, people that know me know that I've got a bit of a fascination with these things.
I thought you were going to say porn then, but
No.
yeah, okay.
How do nipple tassels work?
They're sticky. They're sticky and they come with a piece of plastic on them. It's funny, I was actually just researching them 2 seconds ago.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, and you peel the plastic off and then you just stick it on and they just stay there.
How about if you
Suction
sweat
cups.
though?
No, we don't sweat. We're ladies. It doesn't happen.
Oh, right, yeah. So if a guy wanted to wear nipple tassels,
It might be a bit tricky. I think you need like the boob to like fill out.
well, I'm going to the gym, so I mean, I can probably
Build up
work
your
on
pecs.
some boob action.
Yeah, good.
What do you guys think? That's basically all that I wanted to interview you about nipple tassels. But for those people that do want to check you out, where can we see you?
If you jump on YouTube and search Fetish Burlesque, and my alias on there is Cookie, so you can check out some of my dances on there.
All right, check it
Cookie.
out. It's hot.
I wonder if that's still around. I mean, I'm not wondering enough to go and have a look, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Burlesque dancing, the classier strippers. So yeah, she was the woman there in the video. I guess are we gonna go back? Are we gonna go back in history and take a look at the song that made it all, the Too Much video? Do you want to see Too Much? This arguably is the song that sort of, I guess it skyrocketed the band to success, at least in the UK. Europe, but mainly the UK, in London in particular. This song did get like a lot of rotation. In fact, where's ChatGPT? ChatGPT should know about this. Where is my chat? Oh, I already closed it. Doesn't matter. I was going to say that in London, this song got a lot of radio play on Planet Rock radio. So much so that there was one tour, I can't remember what year it was, but there was one tour where the venue in London had to get bumped to a bigger room on a Tuesday night. And I was like, nobody sells out that venue and has to move to a bigger venue on a Tuesday. And it was like, you guys are killing it right now. What was that? I want to say the Arlington Academy. But then I also want to say O2. Fuck. I'm not going to remember what the room was, what the venue was called, but I think either way, it was really exciting to get that news that all tickets are sold and we're bumping you to a bigger venue. It was like, fuck, what? Wow. And it was all on the back of this song, Too Much. So let's take a look at the video and the single from Spaces in Between, who ended up with her Netskis. Look, I'm not going to entertain such filth. However, I will say this. I can speak from my own record. I was spoken for on the majority of those tours. And in 2013, when I broke up with my girlfriend, and then we toured again a few times, let me just say I enjoyed my singledom. What happened? My lights just turned off. That's weird. I don't know why my lights just turned off. It's probably optimum timing to cut that story because that might not be suitable for a live stream. But I'm not going to entertain you with that. Here comes the video for Too Much, folks. Too much! Too much! Play Too Much! That's what they'd say in Germany. Taking a piss. some us. Oh, yes, Mel, thank you. The London venue was the Scala. Yes, of course. Thank you. I told you I need less of this and more of this. Definitely the Scala in London. But what was is that the venue it wound up being? I tell you how I can find it. If we go to my website again, I guess we'd have to work out what year it was though. But if we go back to the Tracer page, I guess I could just search for Scala. No, Command F. Scala. Phrase not found. Wait, does that not work on a link? Search for a word? No. Oh wait, it's so sorry. They're not all listed here, so you got to go deeper in. Not sure it was Dre's birthday. Was it really? I'm gonna say it was after 2013. No, it might have been here. Tracer Summer Tour, June 2013. Let's see. El Pistolero Tour, Scala. There it is, London Scala. First tour with jet skis. Scala. Was it that? What? Dude, that was it. Because I remember this. This might well be the best photo I have of Mike. I gotta say that might be my favorite photo of Mike. Ah, oh, fuck, that's a big call. The lads didn't know, but we were going. Mike's face was a picture when he saw us at the front. How far you guys are in Yorkshire from? Sorry if I've got that wrong, Mel, but are you in Yorkshire? I can't remember. But what I would say, Manchester, of course, Manchester. So what's the distance? Google Maps. Oh, Google Maps. How much of a mission was it from Manchester to London? Manchester, Manchester, the UK. Directions to London. I've done that drive, obviously, but I cannot. I mean, that's only 3 hours. Come on, Mel, you can do that. That's a 3-hour drive. Get out of here. We do that to go and get the milk and bread. Fuck. I mean, yeah. So I'm being silly, of course, but I'm also having an enjoyable jack here. I was going to say that Tracer, that Too Much video, if you want to, I guess we've done this before, but I don't mind doing it again for Netsky's sake. Netsky's, I don't know if you knew, I don't know if you know the story of how. Do you know what, dudes? This could be the optimum time to do this. If we go back to the Tracer page on my website, I wasn't intending on doing this, but here is everything I've done with Tracer spanning 2011 through 2016, starting with the story of how we first met, which includes me pooping myself in public for the 3rd time. There is a video here on YouTube. I pooped myself again, or how I first met Tracer. Look, I'll throw it out to the audience. Do you want to hear how I became involved with this juggernaut? How I got involved? How it all happened? Because this video pretty much tells that whole story. And it's funny. And it also uses AI before... Oh, no. I was going to say before AI was a thing. I've seen some of it before, but don't mind any reruns. Netsky's, okay, all right. That's all I needed to hear. I just needed to hear at least one person say, do it, do it, do it. Here comes a video. We'll play it on YouTube. It's a public-facing video. How I Met Tracer. It's 17 minutes? Fuck me. How did I not dumb this down? It's 17. Okay, well, charge your glasses, folks. I'll try to make it more entertaining by commenting in the chat, but here we go.
I pooped myself. Again. Or how I first met Tracer. After dropping a nuclear fart while photographing bikini models on a catwalk at a very oversold garage bar, I opted for safety and made my way through the tightly packed crowd towards the bathroom. I figured I could shoot long from back there, and should I need the bathroom, it's close by. My stomach rumbled, and I felt another fart forming. By the time it had forced its way into this world, it was becoming clear that there was no way I could possibly get to the bathroom in time, should I need a very out-of-character evening poop. I farted again. People next to me were onto it within seconds. There was no escaping the stench or severity of that fart, or who dealt it. Guilty. I grinned. You know those farts that are so bad for everyone else, but somehow good for the creator. Well, that was me right now. I could tell it was real bad, but I somehow enjoyed the smell and the reaction it generated. It's weird. I put my head down and smiled again. Next thing I know, a series of long, hot farts began exiting my body, and I gave up any ideas of the bathroom, deciding instead that I needed to exit the venue. Soon, I would need to poop. The quickest way out was over the catwalk. I climbed up onto the runway, dodging oncoming bikini models. People were yelling and booing at me to get off the stage, and with security eyeballing me, I knelt down, pretending to take photos. Why a photographer would be up on the catwalk was not important. What was important was that the kneeling motion had rearranged something crucial on my insides, and it was becoming more and more apparent to me that a very large poo, and possibly a whole lot of additional poos behind it, was already in the chamber and well on their way out of my body. I acted quickly, with one hand forced into my ass crack in a vain attempt to cork the gap, and the other grabbing my camera gear. I walked the length of the catwalk, making my way directly for the exit. I didn't stop. The stench was thick. People gasped on both sides of me. Bikini models were strutting their stuff directly through my creation of hot, stinky filth. Did he just shit himself? I heard clearly from the crowd. No, I hadn't shat myself yet, but I was well aware that it could be a reality for me. Again. I exited the venue and headed for my nearby parked car. Unlocking the door, I ripped it open, dumped my gear onto the passenger seat, and desperately started the engine. My plan was to get to the Macca's on Anzac Highway and use their bathroom. I pulled out into the traffic, drove 2 blocks and the stomach pops, snaps and crackles turned into a chaotic orchestra of disgust. I made a left, hit a red, and it was all over. That warm, comforting and relieving sensation of pooing myself was with me once again. Indeed, as the old friends we were, I welcomed the sensation. I leant forward and pushed. Giant logs of poo oozed out of my anus. I felt pain and relief simultaneously. I pushed harder. More poop came out, so much that I had to lift my buttocks to one side, out of the car seat to accommodate the new addition to my jeans. I leaned forwards and upwards. Poo kept coming. Push, push. I could hear a doctor in my head saying, "Keep pushing." At that moment, I felt a connection with all women who have ever given birth, although my little bundle of joy was not the kind you nestled under your chin whispering sweet nothings to. At this point, I will state that there really isn't anything that bad about pooing yourself. It's actually quite normal. Babies do it all the time. It's quite a nice feeling, all things considered. There's a sense of calm and of letting go. Once you decide to open that vault, it's akin to letting a heavy weight off your mind. It's relief. Heck, that's why it's called relieving yourself. The problem arrives after you finish pooing, and you have to deal with the poop that is now everywhere but inside of you. Not having a better plan, I called my girlfriend to see if I could hose off on her lawn. It was about 9:30 p.m., and her parents shouldn't notice me if I stayed in the shadows of their garden. But she wouldn't take my calls. She was probably too busy at work. I left a series of vague, yet increasingly desperate voice messages as I drove closer towards her place. Arriving at her address, I parked out front and sat there in my shit heap. Literally. Incredibly, I was still pooing. Just when I thought it was over, further waves of cracks and pops, and then more poo somehow needed exiting. I considered a stealth mission with the hose on the lawn. Surely no one would catch me. Instead, I called Allison one last time. No answer. I couldn't go home, as my housemate Benny was jamming with some mates in the downstairs music room. To enter our house, you need to physically go directly through that jam room. Covered in poop, this was not going to play well for anyone. Having no other viable option, I made my way toward the beach instead. I don't know where all that poo came from, but by the time I arrived in Glenailg, I had amassed a truckload of poop down both legs of my jeans, which was now forming quite the scene in the footwell of my car. Even the pedals were slippery underfoot. My guess was they were covered in poop. Later, I would find poop somehow reached up the back of my shirt too. I guess that gravity-defying poop made its way up there when I initially let rip. Either way, I pulled up on South Esplanade and parked parallel to the ocean in the only parking spot remaining. At least something was in my favor tonight, I thought to myself. In front of me was the Broadway kiosk. Being September, we were coming out of the colder months in Australia, and despite it not being a night for swimming, there was still surprisingly a fair amount of people milling around. Swimming was the only thing on my mind, weather permitting or not. Well, swimming not so much, but submerging into a body of water in order to remove poop was currently sitting in top place on the list of my priorities. Engine off, I removed my shoes and socks with one hand, which was now subsequently covered in poop and consequently the dirty hand. I reached for the door handle, opened it, and stepped out into the cold night air. Poo fell to the ground with a dull thud. It was a sound I'd heard before. Using the dirty hand, I scooped my shoes, socks, and as much poop as I could off the seat, out of the footwell, and onto the street. More dull thuds. I ran my hands down my jeans, scraping poo from them. Thwack. Fuck. That's the sound wet poo makes when it is scraped from jeans to tarmac. I heard gasps from people behind me. yet no one spoke directly to me. I did not look up. I did not make eye contact with anyone, for I was a man on a mission as I continued to scrape poo. Once confident I had the bulk of the poop out of the seat and out of the footwell, I grabbed my shoes under one arm and with the other clean hand closed the door and locked the car. I needed that clean hand, as it was a 1980s Mitsubishi station wagon which required a key turn to lock it. Not that anyone would steal this pile of shit, but you know, there are some nutters out there. I hobbled my way down to the water's edge. Carefully I put my keys down, drawing a large circle around them in the sand so I could easily find them later. Then I walked into the ocean, fully clothed, with shoes and socks in one hand. I walked out into the dark water, having zero care for sharks or the cold or anything else that might normally bother me. My sole concern was the removal of poo. I didn't want to lose my shoes or socks, so I opted to wash them first. Meticulously, I submerged and rinsed, and resubmerged and re-rinsed until I was confident there was zero poo left. Walking out of the water, I placed the clean shoes and socks on the sand in the circle next to my keys, then returned back to the water, this time to wash myself. I waded back into waist-deep water and took off all my clothes. Glenelg is inside of a bay, and typically there are no waves, so the water was very still on this particular moonlit night. The only noise came from me, splashing around as I wiped my ass with seawater and sand and dragged my clothes back and forth, removing all remnants of poo with each swish. I didn't see any, but if there were fish in the area, they would have had a feast that night. Perhaps it was food for the bottom feeders only. Being clean from poo and stark naked, it was actually quite liberating to be skinny dipping on Glenelg Beach. I noted a small handful of people who had seen me, or more accurately, seen my white pasty ass in the moonlight and were gathered on the rocks watching the show. Adrenaline must have worn off because it was right about then that I realized just how freaking cold it was in that water. I pulled my jeans on and clutching the rest of my wet clothes, exited the water, found the sand circle, grabbed my keys and shoes, and made my way back to the car. The first stage of the cleanup was completed. I was clean and free of poop. Now, to tackle the car. I was dripping wet with seawater, which gave me the idea that I could use my clothing to help me. I had a jumper on the passenger seat, which I hadn't worn that evening. It should make an excellent sponge. Grabbing it, I ran back to the ocean, submerged it, then ran back to my car, where I squeezed water out all over the driver's seat and into the footwell. It seemed to be working. I noticed poo halfway up the backrest. Still don't know how it got up there. At least the seat was somewhat clean. The footwell, it was another story. I repeated this process 3 or 4 more times. Each time, the water seemed to be cleaning things quite nicely. With the seat done, I attempted to soak the poop water from the footwell with my jumper. It worked. I ran back to the ocean to clean the jumper and back for more sponging. I repeated this another couple times until I was convinced it was clean. I had zero concern for what harm the salt water could cause over the long term, as I had acquired this vehicle dirt cheaply from a backpacking ex-girlfriend of mine months earlier, and my plan was to on-sell it to other backpackers for cheap. Anyone watching at this point would have seen a shoeless man in wet jeans with no shirt on, running back and forth between the ocean, squeezing water into a car on a cold, moonlit night. They would have thought he was weird. They didn't know the half of it. Content with my sponge mission being a success, I hopped in and departed the crime scene, leaving behind a fair-sized pile of poo festering in salt water on the road where I had parked. I wondered what people might think if they happened upon it in the light of day. Perhaps street dogs would have eaten it by sunrise. Nah, It was salt water. Also, it was poo. I drove home. I could hear loud guitars and drums as I walked towards the house. Still in my wet jeans, shoeless, and without a shirt, I opened the door to my place and entered the jam room. The music stopped. 3 dudes and Benny looked up at me with the kind of look that says, "What the fuck?" without actually saying anything. "This is Benon, my housemate," Benny offered. I was dripping wet. "Benon, this is Mike, Dre and Lee from TRACER." I cannot recall exactly what I said at that point, but I probably volunteered something about the music sounding good. Truth is, I hadn't even heard it. I didn't stop moving. I wanted to go right through that room without stopping or engaging in any excess conversation. I didn't like that poo water might be dripping onto the floor. I didn't like that I probably smelled dubious. I didn't like this situation one bit. Someone, I think Mike, asked what I had been up to that night. I mumbled something about shooting a bikini parade, and with that, I was on the other side of the room and out the other door and into the house proper. I went upstairs and directly into the shower. And that was how I first met TRACER. That would be the 3rd time I had pooped myself in public as a full-grown adult. I would go on for a 4th time a number of years later at my mother's 70th, but that is a story for another time. Last I heard, my now ex-girlfriend had kept the voice messages of desperation I had left her. Upon hearing the full story behind the events of that night, she confessed to being utterly confused by my cryptic messages. Apparently, I had not accurately described the severity of my situation, leaving her no option but to ignore my seemingly insane calls. In a bizarre twist of fate, the Mitsubishi station wagon at the heart of this story, which very soon afterwards became a rust bucket, was written off when an elderly woman collided with it while parked on High Street. I had only just got out moments earlier and witnessed the whole thing go down. Insurance paid out more than triple what that rusty shitbox was worth. Years later, while on the TRACER Royal Republic tour, this story came up and I confessed the whole thing to the guys. They had wondered why I came in from a shoot, wet and without my shoes or clothes on, and why I went swimming on a cold night like that. Our bus driver had just welcomed us on board the nightliner that would be our digs for the next 2 months. Among the house rules was that while peeing is fine, no pooing was allowed in the onboard toilet. Something about clogging up the pipes. I thought it was a wind-up, a set-up. Quietly, I was very concerned to myself. The guys quickly placed bets on how long into the tour it would be until I pooed myself. Over the subsequent years, TRACER and I went on to tour a whole bunch more times, and I can report here with all honesty that I did not poo myself on tour. Not even once.
There you go, folks.
On the one hand, I, like many other fans, have lovingly championed the notion of a TRACER reunion and subsequent tour. On the other hand, however, I also don't want to break that clean record of mine.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that's the story. I got to tell you, I feel like that could have been cut down. That's way too long. It does tell the story. That should be the director's cut. You know, there should be like a cut for the public, and it should be sliced right down because that's way too long. You asked for a link to that. I'll tell you what I'll give you, man. Check this link out, man. This is the link. Where are you? You're on Beam. Okay, I'll just post this in the Beam chat. That's gold. It is funny, isn't it? That link in the Beam chat takes you to my website, and then it takes you to the TRACER part of the website, and it has all the stuff in there, and you can go from there. But so that literally is the first time that I ever met, or I ever saw or met or spoke to TRACER. But it wasn't until a little while after that I guess Benny, my housemate Benny from Dexter Jones and other projects, but I guess he must. I think there was a party or something. Like because we had heaps of parties at that place. For those that know, it was on Jetty Road in Glenelg, right above Boost Juice. It's now called Brace Girdle's Chocolateria or Chocolate House or something. It's no longer a residential building. It's a commercial building. But then it was it was owned by the people. We all worked in this restaurant. All of us worked in this restaurant, and the owners of the restaurant owned that whole strip of the street, from pretty much Subway, above Subway, all the way back. They owned the whole block, the whole portion. And anyway, we lived there pretty cheap. But there were parties. There was always parties. There was always crew around. And there was one night when, not long after that night, that the Tracer boys were there at a house party, and I met them again. We talked, and I don't know. I think them probably, more than likely, there would have been some conversation about photography. You know, I guess because I was kind of kicking it. I don't want to smoke myself, but I was getting a name for myself, and I was getting a few. I'd had some pretty big names come through and do shoots with some pretty big bands, and right there in that house, we did some pretty amazing stuff. Anyway, yeah, I guess there was a conversation about that, and then there was talk about Tracer going out and needing. So Tracer just got signed. So as I met them in more of an official capacity, or more like not that night, but the party night, they just signed to Cool Green Recordings, which was a sub level of Mascot Records in the Netherlands. And so they'd already done, at this point, they'd already done maybe 2 or 3 self-funded European tours. I think it might have been 2 at that point. They'd definitely done it. They'd definitely done 1, more than likely 2. Self-funded, unknown band, just playing in like whatever venues that would take them. No promoter, no booking agent, nothing like that, no label. But then they'd signed to this record label on the strength of Spaces in Between, and on the strength of Too Much, that song. Too much, play too much. And so when I met them, the label that they'd signed to was specifying that we need promotional photos. Wait, that doesn't make sense. The album hadn't come out. Fuck! We need someone to... Man, my memory, like the dates and stuff, this as I'm telling this, it doesn't add up because the album hadn't come out yet. So how did they sign to Cool Green Recordings before they had the album? I guess fuck, man, this is cool. I think I'm putting the dots together here, because they must have. Did they get signed to Cool Green Recordings on the back of the LA EP? Maybe they sent demos. Man, this is why we need to do. We need the guys in the band to come and clarify this, because so when I was brought on, it was because they needed photos for the album release. So Spaces in Between was done and dusted. Like the recording process was completed, but the release of it needed artwork, and they were told by the label that we need like Red Desert, we need like Australian, we need like we want to promote you guys as stoner rock from Australia, desert, you know, red sand, and like it's got to be wild. And so I remember getting a phone call from Drew, not Dre. Dre was the drummer. Drew was their manager at the time. Drew Lant, also in Dexter Jones. So and I guess we'd need Benny and Drew to come on and have this discussion, but I feel like Benny, my housemate, had mentioned to Drew that, well, Bennon's popping off right now with photography. Maybe he should connect with the Tracer guys on more of a business sort of side. So either way, Drew contacted me and said, well, these guys, they're now, because Drew had been, so there must have been 2 European tours because the band had done their own self-funded stuff, and then they went and did another tour with Drew, European style, and then they came back, and at that time, maybe Drew would be good to have on, because he would have negotiated the signings to Cool Green Recordings to Mascot. But either way, he contacts me and says the band needs this photo shoot, and we got to go out and find red soil. We got to go to the Reds. Oddly enough, I brought back a bunch of red soil from my recent Uluru mission. We need to go somewhere where this is in abundance, and we need to do this photo shoot. So that's how I came. So they booked me to do this shoot, and it was a 2-day shoot. And I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again right now. I recall Dre had a sports car, a pretty sort of. I'm not a car guy, but I know it was like a pretty. I want to say a Monaro. I think it was a Monaro sports car, and he rocked up, and so it was Lee. It was Dre driving, Lee in the passenger seat, and Mike in the rear, and it was a bucket seat on the rear, and in the center of the rear, a carton of beer. And so I put all my photography gear, because we're going to drive 2.5 hours into the desert. We're basically driving northeast from Adelaide basically driving to the Flinders Ranges to try to find red soil. And so it was a long drive, and they picked me up at like 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And I get in, put all my gear in the back, and I get into the car, and I'm not kidding. This is no word of a lie. The first thing Mike does to me, want a beer, man? Offers me a beer, and I'm like, yeah, guess I do. I mean, whoever says no to beer. But we got work to do, and we got a big day. We had 2 days of shooting because we were staying overnight. And he's like, yeah, have a beer, man. So Monaro coupe, right? Baby, they were hot. Yeah, and it was yellow. I remember it was yellow. So we drive out to this destination, and we do this shoot, and it's all here on my website too. Okay, here we go. On location, spaces in between, January 2011. So these are the photos I'm talking about, the red soil. We took all of the gear out to the desert. Yeah, here we go. It tells the story here, right? You can read all that shit on your own. But we basically trudged through the desert for fucking forever to get up there. And these are the photos. And these made the album. Like some of these made the album sleeve. I think that made a tour poster. That's definitely in the album sleeve. I can't remember. You have to check the album yourself. But what happened was, because we did that's the let me get it, man. That shot there, that's on the inside of the album for sure. Let me tell you, right there. That's that shot. That's that shot right there. And so that's, by the way, that's the album, Spaces in Between. Get it. You're going to love it. You can still buy it. By the way, during that shoot, so it was an overnight shoot. We were in a hotel, caravan park, whatever. And we'd boozed all day, and we did the stuff. We had some Jack, and the guys, it was actually mainly Mike. Mike was like, man, you seem really cool. Like, you should come on tour with us to Europe. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, that'd be rad. What a good time that'd be. And they were telling me about their stories, and I was like, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. And then we went back the next day, and I guess we did more. That's the rear of the album. Dude, right there. That's the rear shot on the album. Right there. Yeah, I guess we did more stuff, and That's how far we walked, by the way. That's the car park, and we walked all the way out to that thing. Fucking hell, dude, that was hectic. We walked 2.87 kilometers from there to get to this. Crazy stuff. But yeah, so we talked about it, and we had the conversation, and then I forgot about it, and about maybe about 2 weeks later, the album came out, and I remember we went to Dre's place, and where I got this physical copy of it. And yeah, me and my girlfriend, we played it. We had a good night there. We hung out. We had a good time. Got in the car, drove home, playing the album on the car stereo. It was like, fuck, this is awesome, man. And I was looking at the photos like, yeah, man, this is sick. This is my photos. This is rad. And then a message from Drew came through saying, oh, the boys told me that you guys talked about touring. It's like, yeah, I guess we kind of mentioned it, but it's like, yeah, well, what would it take to get you on the road? And I was like, are you asking me to come on the road for the tour? Is that what you're saying? He's like, yeah, we've got this thing. And they were booked in to do the opening, so the support act for a rather large Swedish band called the Royal Republic. Let me show you who these guys are. Royal Republic. Did I spell that right? Royal Republic. This band from Sweden, formed in Malmo, if I remember correctly. Swedish rock band from Malmo. The band is currently signed to Universal Music, managed by Odyssey Music Network. Anyway, We Are the Royal. This was the tour that we were on, and so we were the opening band, and that's how. So there was conversation about me coming and what my role would be, and I don't mind saying, like, I don't mind telling this sort of detail, because there has been some. In some circles, there's been some conversation. It's not even a thing, but so on that tour, there was money, right? There was money to be had, and I was booked and paid to go on that tour. And that was a big one too. That was like a 2-month. I feel like we were gone for, I guess we could find the tour dates, but we were I'd never been on a tour with a band before, and we were out for close to 2 months. Because actually, you know what? It'll be here. It'll be here on my my page here. European tour announcement. I guess this will have the tour dates on it. So October and November. So there's the album launch, and so headline shows. So yeah, so there was a series of smaller venue headline shows from TRACER, starting on the 12th of October in 2011, all of them in Germany, and then we joined all the way down to the 20th of October, and then on the 22nd of October in France, that's right, Amiens, we joined the Royal Republic, and we supported them on all these dates. And fuck me, man, that was 22nd of October through to the 19th of November. So what I'm saying, or what I'm illustrating, is that was a big ask to go out on the road. And I feel like I was paid like $1,000 to do that, maybe $1,200 or something. And I probably the reason I'm bringing this up is because ultimately, if you go from there and go forward, there became, it's so sucky to it's such a shame that this happens, but two things happen. The band gets better and the music gets radder, and they make better music and they get better at their craft. But then conversely, as that happens, the money dried up. So more and more, instead of everything going up and like band gets better, tours get bigger, money gets bigger, it seemed like everything got better and better and better, but the money got less and less and less. And so after this tour, there was a bunch of other tours, and then it came down to it where the band said, we really value what you give to the band, because I was doing all the social postings and social videos and like, I don't want to smoke myself, but I made a point of every single show on every tour, before I did anything personal, I'd always make sure the photos from that show were posted on Facebook after the show. So the night of the show, those photos would go live, and there'd always be tomorrow we're in Sweden, so make sure you get to our show. Here's a link to buy tickets to our show. It's at the Karlskrona, whatever it is. Here we are. So I would always do the best and the fastest job I could to get the social postings ready and out to promote the next show. But what happened was the money just dried up, and it was like, well, dude, we don't have any money for you. So if you want to come and do what you've been doing, we really want you to, but there's no money. Like, we're not even making money. And I was like, okay, so how can I use this position I've managed to somehow fall into to benefit myself and continue benefiting the band? And so there was a time there when I used not Kickstarter, it was a different one. There was like the same kind of thing, whatever Kickstarter, whatever you call that. It was like a social media campaign platform. Possible. Not plausible, possible. Yeah. And so I gave the option for fans to buy artwork of photos that I'd shot, and the money that they would contribute to that would get me to go back on the road. So they basically pay for my airfares. I will say this, and this is, as much as TRACER eventually said there's no more cash flow to pay you, they always, even to the very end, they always looked after me. I always had a per diem every day, and everything was catered for. So like accommodations and food and everything. I never paid for anything, but from that first tour, and then there was a couple more after that the money just dwindled down from whatever that 1,200 initial to drop down to nothing. But they always catered for me, and it was always like, our tour party is 6 members, 3 members in the band. There was Lockie, and there was myself, and there was sometimes there was a tour manager. That's another story, but I don't want to talk about too much of that. But so that's when I realized that I'm going to need something additional, and I began my YouTube channel. I'd already started my channel. I didn't know what my channel would do. I didn't know what my channel was going to be, but I knew I had an option to start shooting. It was like GoFundMe. Yeah, exactly. The same stuff, Netsky's GoFundMe variety. But I knew I could use, I thought I could use YouTube to monetize my content and therefore make money while touring. And so that's where, and we do this every fucking year, but I wouldn't mind watching, I knew this would get there, but I wouldn't mind watching Dre sledge me for doing pieces to camera. I don't know, like, I've always had a video camera, and I shot skateboarding as a kid, so I was never shy with a camera. But for Dre and for the rest of the band, the idea of vlogging was foreign. It was a new. He even in his words, he's like, dude, we've only just got used to the word blogging, the idea of writing on the internet, and now you're gonna do video and you're gonna tell us it's vlogging. It's shit, man. Like, and I get it. I get his take, and I always. Whenever I have these streams every year, or whenever I sit down and just go down memory lane and talk TRACER to myself and remember, I always come back to this. There are some very funny videos of, and we'll get to them momentarily, about TRACER, about vlogging. But let's I gotta take a piss again. But let's get to get us to. I guess this is kind of fitting to get us to those later years of touring and the vlog stuff. Here is an official video from TRACER. It's the single from their last album. This is Water for Thirsty Dogs album, but this track, Homeward Bound, is a pop song, and it is quite lovely. It's about touring, I guess. I don't know. It could be about, I don't know what it's about. Mike wrote it. He can tell you what it's about, but it's great. Enjoy Homeward Bound. Very nice. Homeward Bound. And of course, that clip using a lot of fan supplied, you know, like Vox Pops, like what do you love about, what's the vibe of being home? And like, yeah, I'd forgotten about all that sort of like, it's crowd interaction, and it's trying to, the idea, I guess, is trying to build the fan base bigger and bigger and bigger to then be able to sustain the touring. Because if I was to speculate using what I saw on the road and from discussions, it was the great almighty dollar that caused. Even though I said I wouldn't do this at the beginning of this stream, but if someone said why did they end up quitting, it's money, ultimately, money, and that sucks. And I've always said this every year we do this stream. I say the same thing. The problem with this is, what a shitty situation we find ourselves in, where money is the thing that stops the creativity. Like there's no question what we're seeing here. Like these guys are so fucking talented, and like the idea that money stops that from happening, it should be criminal, right? Like these guys should still be writing music, and we should still be hearing what they produce. It shouldn't be a case of, well, it wasn't financially possible to do it. Like, and that's why life sucks. All right. Like if you're going to get pessimistic about it, that's why life sucks. Like, yeah. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm just saying that's the blasé boringness of existing. I mean, if anything, we can at least remember the good and enjoy the music. And that's why I make a point every year to do this on the day, you know, like get like deep into it and enjoy it. And like, even though it's just you and me here, Netskis, in the chat, you know, even though it's just the two of us, at least we're connecting and we're sharing music. And I think, again, I want to be careful. I'd never want to speak on behalf of the band, but I can definitely say from in here, from what I know and from what I saw, this deserves to be way bigger, way bigger. It brings back so many great memories. Thank you, Mel. Yeah. Hey Siri, what time is it in Manchester?
It's 6:23 in Manchester,
Mel,
England.
you're up early. It's 6:20 a.m. Hell yeah. Thank you, Mel, for getting up early. Thank you. So we were going to talk about, or we were going to look at the, now, how do we find this? It's on my YouTube channel. Where are we? I'm going to work in a minute. You're working on a Sunday? Okay, fair enough. I'm just going over here to channels. Why didn't I find my... I want to find the It's Shit Man. Pause
Hello?
that. So I want to find Told Off for Vlogging. Told Off. Here it is, Told Off for Vlogging. This is 9 years ago, this uploaded to YouTube. 9 years ago. And this is this is Tracer content.
Hello, the internets. It's Tuesday, the 28th of September, 2015. Show day.
Banana.
Righto. Double.
Sure.
This gets me angry, man. These fuckers, they're not fans. They're just autograph hunters to sell that shit on eBay. It's fucked. I'm not really sure what I feel about those autograph hunters because
they're not coming to the show.
I am sure about it now. After 9 years of reflecting, those guys are fucked.
They're just getting the autograph to put on eBay.
They wait out there. They wait out the front of venues for tour buses, and they do the research. Like, they go and study bands and they research bands. They know who they're looking for. How about at the same time you listen to the music? Maybe you might like the music and you might come to the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do all the research and they do all the study, but instead of actually being a fan, they just want to take it for their own financial gain. It's fucked. I sent you an instant message. Thank you, man.
Put in their own collection and sell at a later stage. I don't know what I feel about that. And some of them are using my photos. Ah, well, it's the nature of the game, I guess. Anyway, we're in Copenhagen, in Denmark.
Nice, Mel. I'll bring that up.
Let's go and have a look at a sound check.
Chickadee China, the Chinese are chicken. Have a drumstick, your blade starts are clicking. Crickin'.
I know what boys like. I know what boys want. If what you seek is a wise man's treasure, you know it's buried beneath your feet. You know you look like a faded picture.
Everyone's got different backstage warm-up routines.
Yeah.
I've been an arsehole to you this tour so far.
So far, there's a long way to go though.
Yeah, I just figured I'm going to get sick of it at the end. So this tour I decided to be sick of it at the start.
Bit of a reversal.
And then be happy about it by the end.
That's opposite.
But the problem is, being sick of it is not my natural disposition.
No.
And so I'm already excited by the camera again. He's back!
Oh, when the levee breaks is fine.
Yeah, I put that on there.
I fucking love Black Sabbath.
Nothing but wrong. Thirsty let me drink some more. Nothing but water.
Now we're on our way to Hanover,
Here we go.
Germany, for
Take
the
this.
start of the Apocalyptica dates.
I was trying to ruin your video.
Just it needs to be interjected here that Dre is drunk, like very drunk. Well, no, not very. Dre is getting there. He's a passenger and he's been boozing.
Now we're on our way to Hanover in Germany for the start of the Apocalyptica dates.
I was trying to ruin your video.
Can tell too. He's got that bleary-eyed look.
I've got to get in a better position.
I'm not saying that again.
I'm kidding. I asked Mike.
Yeah, all right. Perfectly safe. He's driving,
He's
so
driving.
hold the camera.
But if I do this, who's going to hold my beer?
Literally.
He has got to be a tour. While we're here, I should give a tour of the van. Hey, let's have a look at this thing we live in.
At what point do we tell Brennan that the punters don't give a fuck what he says to the camera and they only care about the band? When do we tell him? Do we tell him now? Is it too early? Bannon?
Yeah, man.
Stop doing pieces to camera, no one cares.
This is my new vlog. I've got to do pieces to camera.
Oh, what?
I'm trying to vlog. I'm getting taunted. This is my new thing, Dre. I'm vlogging.
It's shit, man.
By the way, this is all going in. Now I'll show you the...
Every fucking year we do this stream, we hit upon this, and I still find this the most hilarious. It's so there's so much here, man. Like it's this new tech thing. Like, yeah, putting a camera in your face. It might be new to Dre. It wasn't new to me, but it might have been new to him. There's also the element of boozed upness. There's the other element that we're on the road touring in a rock band. There's the excitement, you know, there's enjoyment, there's pleasure of the company of good dudes. And it's just so much. I am so stoked that this got filmed. And I am so stoked that I'm so stoked he's such a dick that he felt comfortable enough to be able to tell me off to my camera for doing the thing that I was doing. Whereas some other people might have shied away from that. They might have like, oh, I can't really tell it to him, but I think what he's doing is lame. But Dre, and I guess that just shows like we did really make a pretty solid connection to be able to just freely say whatever came to our heads. Like I fucking love this, man. And you might say, yeah, but he's drunk. But that doesn't like. Yeah, he's off. He's getting there right now. But that's just how he is as well. That's just the nature of the guy. Like, and it's made even better by. This is something so subtle, but look at this. This, I don't know if you'll see it. I don't know if it'll pause at the right spot.
I should give it a tour of the van.
I'll just get it to the pause. What I want to pause on is right there. What you're seeing there, just that visual of Jetty in that spot with his headphones on and his laptop. He would have been sitting like this with his leg up. He would have been like this. That's that visual of Jet just sitting there. So like every tour he'd be in that position, and I don't know. It's not even. It's just a good memory, and seeing Lockie there, you know, I don't know. I just see that, and I just remember those days of just that visual of him sitting there. I got video of Jetty sleeping like that. By the way, that's how, and this is a side story, but there was one time at the end of the tour cycle, TRACER did a bunch of shows in Australia with the Screaming Jets and the Angels, did an East Coast run. And for the Sydney dates, stayed at my place in Janali, or my sister's place where I was living in that granny flat. And Jetty, I mean, he does sleep, right? He does sleep in a bed like normal people, but he also often doesn't. And like, I am not kidding. This happened. I got up, and so there was three rooms, if you like, 3 areas, and the bathroom in the middle, in the center one. And in that center one was where Jetty was. Pretty much exactly the position he's in right here is the same position he was in this particular, in this room. So he was up against the chair, leaning back, laptop, but he was asleep. His eyes were closed. And so it was like, I don't know, 3 a.m. or something. And I come out of the other room to go have a piss. I always up all night pissing, right? So I creep out, try to be quiet. And I creep past Jetty to get to the bathroom. And he looks at me, he sees me, his eyes open, and he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Benon, I just had a thought of what you could call your next recording. I make music, I faff around with guitar and shit." And he said, I've just had an idea of what you should call your next album. You should call it The Second Umming. And I was like, I didn't even know if he was awake or asleep. And I was like, "Thanks, man. The Second Umming. It's pretty cool." And I went to the bathroom, went to bed, took a piss, went back to bed. The next day I said, "Jetty, do you remember what you told me last night? Do you remember?" And he's like, yeah, The Second Umming. I was like, "So you were awake?" He's like, yeah, I was fully awake. I was like, "What the fuck, man? Do you ever sleep?" But either way, I called my next That's album The Second Umming based upon him telling it to me when I genuinely thought he was asleep. I was like, he's sleep talking to me. He doesn't know he's here. He doesn't know I'm here. He's asleep. He was wide awake. And that's why when I see something like this, just this frame grab of that scene in the tour bus, I just get like this instant memory trip, and it's rad. And I like memories. So here it is again.
I've got to get in a better position.
I'm not saying that again.
I'm kidding. I asked Mike.
Yeah, all right. Perfectly safe. He's driving, hold the camera.
But if I do this, who's going to hold my beer?
He has got to be a tour. While we're here, I should give it a tour of the van.
Mike could have got away with not showing his beer, but he volunteered that. Good stories, yeah, Netskis. Yeah, I love this. Yeah. I mean, there could be alcohol in this Jack. I don't know about that. They put, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Let's have a look at this thing we live in.
At what point do we tell Benon that the punters don't give a fuck what he says to the camera and they only care about the band? When do we tell him? Do we tell him now? Is it too early? Benon?
Yeah, man.
Stop doing pieces to the camera. No one cares.
Do you know what? I just noticed this in this clip. Check this out.
When do we tell him? Do we tell him now?
Wait.
Is it too early? Bannon?
Dre's double parked. Look at this. Full jack up here, second jack in his hand. He's already got a jack up there. I'm glad we watch this every year because I didn't spot that. He's double parked. He's got 2 jacks going. And that's not oh wait. No, did I give him one? I gave him something. No, I gave my camera to Mike. Dre's got 2 jacks going at the same time. Look at his bleary eyes.
Of the van, hey. Let's have a look at this thing we live in.
At what point do we tell Bannon that the punters don't give a fuck what he says to the camera and they only care about the band? When do we tell him? Do we tell him now? Is it too early? Bannon?
Yeah, man.
Stop doing pieces to the camera, no one cares.
This is my new vlog. I've got to do pieces to camera.
Oh, what?
I'm trying to vlog. I'm getting taunted. This is my new thing, Dre. I'm vlogging.
It's shit, man.
By the way, this is all going in. Now I'll show you the bunks where we sleep.
I'm taking a piss.
Squeeze, let me tell
Still
you
listening.
Basically, there's 3 bunks here. There's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's pretty much the tour of the van. So last night we parked up here in Hanover in front of Oktoberfest, and we had some Oktoberfesting. And now it's early in the morning, show day, first day with the Apocalyptica. And I'm going to just cruise around the city of Hanover and see what this place is all about. Across the street is the Capitol Theatre. I'm not sure if it's called Capitol Theatre or not, but that's where we're going to be tonight, right behind me here. This is what I like about wandering around a city willy-nilly. You never know what's going to happen or what you're going to find, and I've gone up this side street. It's not really, it doesn't feel like city anymore. It feels like a bit of suburbia, but right at the very end, I can spot green grass, and I'm hoping that this just pops out into this massive parkland with epic waterfalls. I'm really liking this park in Hanover. That was a great walk to the park, but I found a better way to get back to the bus. It's right along the river. Should be perfect. Sun's out, river's flowing nicely.
How's that woman behind me like, what the fuck are you doing? I can't believe this person's talking to a camera.
And have a look.
Seems like something pretty common.
We're now heading to Radio Hanover for Mike to do a quick interview.
What about the title, Water for Thirsty Dogs? Who came up with that and why?
Yeah, so that was this guy's fault. But Bannon, who's in the room with us at the moment, he's sort of our tour photographer. And that's me. One day he was showing us some photos of just things that he'd taken photos of that weren't bands. And he showed us this one, and it was like a bucket in the middle of a field, and scrawled on it with pen was "Water for Thirsty Dogs." So I thought, fuck, that sounds really cool. You know, it's obviously water for dogs, but water for thirsty dogs. It sounded very metaphorical, and that sort of sparked us to sort of read into that a bit deeper, and that inspired the whole album basically.
Should be so.
That's a big claim. My photo of a bucket in a field inspired an album. Fuck, I'll claim it. I'll take it. In all seriousness, though, like, it is a pretty interesting thing to see a bucket that has the words "water for thirsty dogs" on it. Now, I don't want to speak on Mike's behalf, but I understand he took the idea of the dogs being the industry and the water being the music, and so look, yeah, here we are. I'm saying I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it. But if I could unravel the things that I'd heard from him speaking about it, and speaking about it flippantly and off the record, I think that the water is the music and the thirsty dogs is the industry, and they just keep taking it from you. But there's more to it than that, obviously, but that's what I understood anyway.
To hear TRACER in such a beautiful room with a great PA, awesome lighting. This is going to be a good show. this place called the Docks.
Hamburg.
Second time we've been here.
We did two shows that day. There was the rock, the Aussie rock barbecue or something, and then there was the Docks gig.
Show. Second show with Apocalyptica. This is a bit confusing because
Wait. Forget that. That wasn't that tour. That was another one.
Time we've been to Hamburg, but fifth show. The first time we came, there were 4 shows, 2 acoustics, and then the rock cafe, and then the Molotov.
Wait. What the fuck did I just say? We did 4 shows? It's so good that I got these videos because there's no way I could remember this.
But fifth show.
Hang on, go back.
Second time we've been here, fifth show.
Second time we've been there, but fifth show.
Second show with Apocalyptica. This is a bit confusing because second time we've
Hey,
been to
Comtech,
Hamburg.
how you doing? A young gives. Do I look much different? Really? See, I look at that and I think, fuck, I look old. What the hell do I look like now? Older, I guess? Shit.
But fifth show. The first time we came, there were 4 shows, 2 acoustics, and then the rock cafe, and then the Molotov. So this makes the 5th show in Hamburg.
I don't know why I'm clean shaven. Who's shaving that clean on a tour, man? The fuck are you doing? That must have been like, you look older there than now. That's what I think, Netskis. The beard and the mustache. I feel like that must have been like, why did I shave on a tour? We can't have been out for that long if I'm clean face shaven. I don't remember ever shaving on tour, but there it is.
Hamburg. This is all way too confusing. That's the Docks. That's where we're playing. Tracer are playing right now as we speak. They're playing. I'm going to do a setup shot at the end of
I remember, and by the way, this is the end of that vlog, but I remember on that tour, that's when Apocalyptica introduced us to the Pussy Pass. They literally have a laminate. So there's all kinds of laminates, like access all areas for the band and crew, and that's what we were given. But there's also the German word is it's not pussy, it's pussy, pushy. I can't remember the spelling of it, but they literally had a laminate that they gave out to chicks to come into the gigs on that pass, and that was known as the Pussy Pass. And I from what I knew with Apocalyptica, I thought they were all hey Hendrik, how you doing, man? You look more German. Yeah, the German haircut. From what I understood was that all the dudes in Apocalyptica were partnered up. So I don't know if the Pussy Pass was for crew only. Don't know. As it stands right now, I am close to wrapping this up unless anybody wants to view something in particular. So if you've got any Tracer oh wait, Mel's got a photo for us as well. Sorry, Mel, I forgot about your photo. Let me show you this photo Mel sent. She sent me an image here. Where is it? It's in my downloads. Oh, she's got a tour. This is cool. I'll show you this, guys, and get your linky poos out for whatever you want to watch from here on in. Here is a photo, signed photo that I took of the Tracer tour. Wow! My Eunice, wow! This is just on the brink of the tour, I guess, and it's got the ticket stubs there, the Manchester Academy, and the Civic in Wolverhampton. Is that the Slade Rooms? The Slade Rooms. Yeah, dude. Fuck, those gigs were great. The Slade Rooms in Wolverhampton. Hope this makes it onto the wall, Mike. Councils, you rock. Thanks for everything, Dre. And Lee with a beard. It was signed by Pat. So that's Pat's signature. So that's after Lee had left the band, but that's Pat signing it there. Classic. I mean, I got to be honest. I don't even have a poster of that, and that's my photograph. Wait, do I? You know what I should do? Maybe next year I'll pull out all my photos. I don't know. Like that could be a pretty cool stream to do. To pull out all the all the prints, because I kept I got a hard roll where everything's wrapped up in it, and I probably have tour posters in there. Yeah, so I guess at this particular juncture, no one's putting links in the chat. By the way, while we're here, over on my website, there's a link to the TRACER website. I don't think that's going to work if I click it. Ah. The TRACER band website's gone. So who owns this then? Yeah, I guess it's all over. The TRACER website's gone. Look, we haven't really played any actual music from TRACER. Should we go out with an album version of something? What do you want to hear from TRACER in terms of album recordings? Something obscure? Something from the back end, or something commercially available? Let me just bring up TRACER in my collection. See, I've got so much stuff in here. All the desk recordings. There is okay, I was going to play the Astronaut Juggernaut EP. A vinyl rip of El Pistolero. You know what? I'm going to please myself here, dudes. I'm going to go out of this stream listening to Dead Garden from El Pistolero. We won't do the vinyl rip. We'll do the actual album version just because... Netsky's, the one they did where they played the start of a famous song. Ah, wait a second, Netsky. I didn't see your comment. You're thinking about War Pigs interspliced into Walk Alone. Okay, well we won't play the album versions. We will then search up TRACER. We'll search it up on YouTube. TRACER Walk Alone or War Pigs, but it's interspliced into Walk Alone. War Pigs. War Pigs 10 years ago. Nitro Ron videos. Walk Alone Roger Gow 12 years ago. There's one from Manchester, Mel. Okay. Do you want to post that link, Mel? We'll play that one. There's one in Tilburg. This one is from Manchester. The Commercial Hotel, no, that's from Australia. This one here, Manchester, 12 years ago. Are you fucking kidding me? 12 years ago? Yeah, of course, 12 years. Your Honor, I think this is the one. This is TRACER with their song Walk Alone, including a cover of Black Sabbath War Pigs, live at the Manchester Academy. We'll play this. But then again, I want to also check 2012, April 26, April 20, with a very little band. Wait, hang on. I just wanted to see the photos I've got from that. What was it from again? 2012, April. So 2012, in April, January, February, March, European tour, fall tour, April, Manchester. So Pat Saraceno's on board. Slade Rooms, acoustic set, Academy 3, Manchester. These are the photos from that show, dudes. These are the photos from that. I thought we'd just play the photo or show the photos first. Pat Saraceno joins the band. And anytime now, Dre's writing the set list there. Mike from the rear. That sounded a little weird. Nice. Cool, Ben. Thank you, Netskis. Thank you, man. Yeah, all of my photos from every tour are catalogued in my collection here. You've got to just be able to go and search for for what you need, for the show that you're looking for. Manchester Academy. So with that in mind, let's play this video from that show to go out on. Why is it going in there? Let's go from there. Wait, that's Lee. This is not that show. That's not Pat Saraceno on bass, that's Lee Brown on bass. Okay, well, here we go. Earlier, I gotta go back in my history and find the actual, but you can do that yourselves. Good luck.
Just like witches act like myself. What the hell? Evil mind the plot destruction. Sorcerer of death construction. Not yet. In the field the bodies burning. As the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind. Poisoning and brainwashed mind.
Fuck. I mean, holy shit. I've seen that before. I was there for that, and I saw it 100 other times, and it even still 12 years later, whatever we are now, like that is still mind-blowing. Like you gotta say, if you looking at that clip, like everything is, aside from the audio because it's shot from a fan in the floor, but everything is as it should be, right? Like Mike looks rad, plays absolutely rad. The crowd is loving it. They all know the song. The performance is 110%. Like that like it's so weird that like it doesn't make any sense that that's no longer a thing. Like it doesn't compute. Like that everything in that clip leads to that band going gangbusters and like as big as the Foo Fighters, right? Everything. Yet here we are. Gone. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it. I didn't get it. I still don't get it. It's weird, man. It's weird. All of them playing backwards was cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a kind of like a little gimmick, but it's a thing that they did for a while, and I guess, you know, like it works. It showcases the skill level that they can still perform and not miss a beat, not miss a note, hit it and do it backwards. But the frustration that I get when we do these yearly streams is that for all we know, that talent is just going to waste. Like, yeah. 7 years since the band's performed. I don't know, like, yeah. I don't want to end on a bad note or a downer, but there. You know, you get like, because we do crypto here on this channel, like you get these crypto whales that like pump meme coins and shit. Why can't someone pump a band? Like we got these pump and dumps where they inject fucking millions of dollars into a shitty meme coin. Why can't someone pump up a band as well? Like why can't there be like if all it is money, like why can't some whale just come in and go, what do you need to tour again? You need $1,200? Not $1,200. You need $12,000. Whatever the sum is. Here it is. Let's release an NFT as well. Let's get you guys on the road. Like this shit, man. This isn't AI, right? This is real. This is real raw talent. Like talent that's been finessed and focused and harnessed into something so sick, yet the world doesn't get it now. We don't get to see it. We don't get to hear it because of that? Because of fucking money? The almighty dollar dictates that no one gets to experience this ever again? That's bullshit, man. And then you go to an art gallery and someone pays $4 million for a fucking splash of paint on a wall. Like, this is fucked. Now I'm getting angry. Be nice if they got their shit together and played again. Netsky's, I think you worded that incorrectly. Their shit was never not together. It's not them. That's. I think I go back and erase that comment because that's not what. You missed the point. It's not them. It's not them. It's everything around. That's fucked. It's not them. They went out like the first thing we played today, Devil with a Halo. That's the song that they said, see you later, guys. We can't do this anymore because of. But here's a song, and the song that they give you blows the fuck off everything. Like like they talk about Seinfeld going out on a high note. That song should easily have been on the album on Water for Thirsty Dogs, but it's not. It's a hold off for this movie, Fallen, and the song is just like incredibly brilliant, and the fans get it, and they're like, all right, then see ya. we have to. It's like starting a meal and you get the entree and you're like, ooh, this is tasty. Wonder what the main's going to be like. No mains, just the entree. But that's not a very good comparison because there was loads of years. I'm waxing poetical right now and I'm hitting the point. The point that I'm trying to hit is that, and I get it, I get this same feeling every year. There is a reason, but the reason that this doesn't exist any longer, if it all comes down to that, it's fucked. Then we as a species, as humankind, we've failed. If life is meant to be enjoyed and you're supposed to be you're not supposed to be entertained, but if you're meant to enjoy you get an X amount of years on this planet, you get X amount of time to breathe oxygen and walk around and do things. Why the fuck do we spend all of that time making this thing that's called money to then continue the life? Like the music and presenting that to a crowd, that's life, man. Ugh. Definitely getting too fucking deep here now. I'm gonna eject out of this. But you know what I'm saying, right? You feel me, you understand. Like, I don't think that the points I'm making aren't missed on the crew here. Like the crew that have been here on this stream, you guys know what I'm talking about. Mel, Netskis, Hendrik was here as well. I will upload this as a VOD to YouTube, and there'll be some music I got to cut out of it, but I'll make sure that it gets a wide viewing. And I get your point. Yeah, so thanks everybody for being here. And just again, I guess thank you to the band. Thank you to Mike, Dre, and Lee, when it was Lee, started the stuff. Thank you to Jet coming in at the end, not the end, at the later stage. And also thank you to Pat Saraceno. And thank you, Lee McGrain, for everything you've done. And thank you, Lockie, sound guy. Everything in this scheme of radness needs to be thanked, and we'll do this again next year, and it'll be much the same that we did this year. Memories, right? We've only got that to go with, and I'm happy to be here with memories if you are in cheer.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.